Hello guys and welcome back to this channel. I'm your host Edikanobot and this is Isaac News. As you already know on this channel, our job is to bring you up to speed with amazing developments going on in our country Nigeria. And today I bring you news from the oil sector. So in the month of May, Nigeria recorded zero oil loss from one of its largest pipelines in the country, which is the TransNiger Pipeline. Now the TransNiger Pipeline takes oil from oil wells or extraction sites in Rivers State and in Bayelsa State and transports it down to the export terminal in Bonny Island. So this was the largest, one of the largest pipelines in Nigeria, about 28-inch long, is a Shell-owned pipeline that pipes the crude oil extracted in these neighboring regions down to the Bonny terminal for export. Now, in the month of April alone, over 400 illegal connections were attached to this pipeline. And this caused a force majeure. What this means is that the company running these pipelines had to shut down because at some point within last year and even this year, NNPC had even stated clearly that we're losing about 95% of crude sent through pipelines. So when the oil extracting companies, wherever they are domiciled, would carry out their extraction campaigns and pump this crude oil through pipelines, what is going to be received at the export terminal would be 5% of what was sent. So if they sent probably 100,000 barrels, what will arrive will be about 5 to 10,000 barrels. And this was woeful. So this had to, cause or lead to the forced closure of certain pipelines within the country. And then what happened? The pipelines were shut down, and these companies had to hire private security that was collaborating with the federal government private security and NNPC private security, and had to go and begin to comb the forest and comb the creeks to ensure that their pipelines were secured and that these illegal connections were removed. Imagine 416, as some articles have it, but I like to say over 400 illegal connections to a single pipeline, just taking oil from the mainland River State and Bayelsa to Bonny Island. Talk about pipelines leaving from Akwa Ibom. Talk about pipelines leaving from Edo State. Talk about pipelines leaving from Delta State. Talk about pipelines in Imo State. How many illegal connections have been attached to these pipelines to siphon the nation's wealth and to, share it among people who are not contributing to the nation's development? Now, a lot of people are arguing about the fact that the federal government is recognizing artisanal miners in the north and are not recognizing bunkering in the south and in the and part of the southeast. Now, let me just help you understand why the case is not the same for oil. What people do in the south or what which is known as bunkering is thievery. Now, they are stealing the crude oil and they are refining it in a crude way and selling it. What artisanal miners do in the north is that they are going down to the site. They are, with their own crude mechanisms, are the one boring the grounds, going deep to find these minerals, and are extracting it themselves and are selling it. If we can indigenously go down to the offshore or onshore and dig an oil well and extract oil, then we can sell. So for what is going on down here, we are actually stealing what has been made. It's like the federal government has extracted this oil and we're now stealing it. For them, they're not stealing. They are going down to the ground, they are digging. And sometimes they go down like 2 or 3 kilometers down into the earth at the risk of, the ground collapsing against them. And they're taking out these rare earth minerals and they're making ends living from it. Now, one of the important things that I'll highlight of this is that a lot is taking place in order to secure the oil and gas industry in the country. From the signing of the PIA Act and from the many robust interventions from the previous government, even from the present government, the present government has made it very clear that they're not going to tolerate oil theft in their administration. So a lot of stakeholders have been brought to sit down and talk as to how we can move forward in trying to ensure that if we actually produce 1.5 billion barrels of oil per day, that 1.5 billion barrels of oil should actually get to the export terminals And what we should record is zero crude oil losses. This means that all the cabals involved would have to face the music and be eradicated from the sector. Now, a very popular person, which many people may not like, in the person of Mr. I think is Asiri, Dokubu, a former Niger Delta militant, had, gone to see the president and had made some very strong claims, which even the military had not come to debunk officially. Saying that the military is heavily involved, the Navy is heavily involved, and some, top cabals are heavily involved. What we can say right here on this channel is that a lot of big people are heavily involved in this oil theft scam. Now, we are hoping that this will be a thing of the past in the coming years, so that we can actually ensure that what we are producing is what we are selling and it's what we are enhancing. And then good news is also that NNPC has assured us that by December this year, we're going to see crude oil production hit 2 million barrels per day. This is huge, considering the fact that Nigeria actually had the capacity for 2.5 and we're doing 1.6, 1.5. But they are telling us that by December we'll be doing 2 million barrels, and then by the end of 2024, they are telling us that we're going to be doing about 2.5 million barrels. So the important thing here is that a lot is being done to secure our pipelines, to secure our oil wells, to increase oil exploration, and to increase the amount of revenue coming to the country. And even with the Senate of the PIA Acts, the revenues going to the localities, the homelands, the home nations where this oil are being extracted from. So we're going to wrap it here for this video. So I'd like you guys to please like this video, share the video, and also turn on the notification bell and click all videos. So when you click on the bell, they're going to ask you no videos, some videos, and all videos. Please choose all videos so you can be updated whenever we drop any new videos on this channel. Thank you very much for sticking with us for this long, and until see you again, Godspeed.